What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be doing a Manchester City transfer update. I will be rolling out daily Manchester City transfer updates once more throughout the January winter window, and City might actually be active in that window, so do stay tuned for that. And if you haven't already, do subscribe, press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. I'm aiming for 21,000 subscribers now. We're less than 500 subs away, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. Also, don't forget my social media links, they're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. My email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Leave a thumbs up if you did enjoy this video. Once more, aiming for 300 likes. If we could hit that, that would be fantastic. And also don't forget to let me know what you thought of these transfers in the comments below. Without further ado though, let's crack on with this video. We're going to start off first with the outs, and we've got an update on Raheem Sterling. Now, Mundo Deportivo over in Spain are saying that Raheem Sterling, he's a wanted man in January, and Barcelona are the club that are wanting to try and sign him. They're waiting for Manchester City to give the go-ahead. They're waiting for Pep Guardiola to also give the go-ahead for them to make a move. Now, if any move is to be made for Raheem Sterling by Barcelona, I am hoping it's going to involve no swaps whatsoever with any of their players, and it will be straight up cash. There was one deal that was offered to Manchester City in the summer apparently, which included Martin Braithwaite. Now, I want to stay clear of Martin Braithwaite. I'd rather have the cash, if I'm honest, for Raheem Sterling. We'll wait to see if Barcelona do make a move for him. Their finances, they're not fantastic, let's be completely honest, so I do doubt as to whether they'd make a move for Raheem Sterling. Between now and the January transfer window, there's a long way to go. Raheem Sterling, by January, he could be a regular in the Manchester City squad, found his confidence and found his form again, and City will be contemplating selling Sterling, and he'll be looking to sign a new contract, or it could go the complete opposite way and he might say I want to leave Manchester City, and City might be willing to listen to offers. So we'll have to see. One thing I'm hoping for is if Sterling is to leave, he isn't going to be sold on the cheap, because Man City have good relations with Barcelona, of course, with us having Pep Guardiola and of course the former Chiefs in charge at Barcelona. I don't want to give them a helping hand. I want Barcelona to pay the value of Raheem Sterling. To me, somewhere between 60 and 80 million pounds represents the value of Raheem Sterling in the current market, and so if they don't pay that, then they don't sign him. It's quite as simple as that, really. I have heard Arsenal are interested in Raheem Sterling. I imagine there'll be other Premier League clubs that will probably be willing to pay a lot of money for Raheem Sterling. So, you know, we don't need to sell Raheem Sterling to Barcelona because it's Barcelona. You know, pay the value for Raheem Sterling if he is to be sold. I mean, me personally, I'm hoping he won't be sold because I think he's a class player. But we'll see. Anyway, moving on to the ins. We've got lots of ins to get through. So we're going to start off first with a new name, Emre Tezgel, or Tezgel. I'm not too sure on how you say his name, but he's a 16-year-old striker. He plays in the academy for Stoke City, and he has been described by the academy director at Stoke as similar to Harry Kane. So definitely one to watch for the future if you are 16 years old, being compared to having the ability of Harry Kane whilst coming up through a footballing academy like at Stoke City. So I'm wondering if City, who are being linked with a move for Emre, are going to want to make a move, or whether City might wait and see his progress and see how he develops at Stoke City first, and seeing how good he is before deciding whether they can bring him in. If they do decide to want to bring him into our academy, then of course with him not being a professional football player, it will be a compensation deal, and if it's true for him to be compared to Harry Kane, then it probably will be quite an expensive deal to get done for a 16-year-old striker. So we'll wait and see. Now, moving on, we've got another new name. Comes in the form of Benjamin Sesko. This is coming from BILD, who plays for RB Salzburg. He's scored 6 times so far this season, has 1 assist. He's a striker, 18 years old, an upcoming talent as well. Apparently, though, Manchester City are not the only team interested in signing the striker from Salzburg, with Real Madrid, Liverpool and Bayern Munich also tracking his progress as well. So I find it very interesting that City are getting linked with 2 relatively very young strikers, and that might be something City looking at towards the academy, so we don't find ourselves in the situations that we're in and wanting to produce top quality strikers for ourselves. So We'll see. Now, speaking of strikers, moves us nicely onto Dusan Vlahovic, and this has really taken a turn. Now, in my last video, I was mentioning that the contract was stalling, and the things were slowing down, and Fiorentina were getting frustrated. Well, the new contract has flat out collapsed. Fabrizio Romano said that Dusan Vlahovic's new contract, it's collapsed. It isn't happening. His contract is up in June of 2023. Fiorentina, with that news, are now willing to sell Dusan Vlahovic. Manchester City, of course, in the summer, were linked with a move for Dusan, so I imagine that if City don't get their targets for a striker, so players like Harry Kane and Erling Haaland, if they don't happen, then City could be making a move for Dusan Vlahovic instead. And apparently is available for an affordable price, with him having less than 2 years left on his contract. Doesn't really give much room for negotiations for Fiorentina, and early indications from Italy are suggesting that Fiorentina are looking for just over 50 million euros to sign Vlahovic, who now, his stance is very clear, he wants to leave Fiorentina. And City, they may well make a move in January if they see a situation there where they might not be able to sign Harry Kane, it's too expensive, or Spurs don't want to sell, and Erling Haaland's giving indications that he wants to join another club or stay at Borussia Dortmund, then City might look elsewhere into the market, and Vlahovic is definitely an option. Now, what I will say is his agent and the player will not have collapsed that deal if they weren't certain that leaving was the best choice for him, and I wouldn't be surprised for something to be in a pipeline for him to go and join another club. Manchester City could well be that club. It's a huge risk to say, I don't want to sign a new contract now, I want to leave that club that you're playing for. That's a big risk to go and do something like that. It doesn't give Fiorentina much negotiations powers with the length of that's left on his contract as well. I can see Manchester City going for option B, option C, and Dusan Vlahovic could well be that player. So what I will say is, if you get a chance to watch Fiorentina, keep an eye on him, because that could well be the striker that Manchester City choose to target either this winter or going into next summer. We'll see. If it does go into next summer, then he's only going to have a year left on his contract. It doesn't give Fiorentina much room for negotiations at all. We'll see. Now, moving on, we've got an update on Harry Kane as well. AS, they're saying that a move for Harry Kane from Manchester City, it's unlikely. Manchester City's attention now has turned towards alternative players. Another name that keeps cropping up is Erling Haaland. I want to keep an eye on them developments. I have heard rumours that City are going to sit down and talk with Haaland's agent Raiola in January to discuss a potential move. People have suggested, why don't Manchester City make a move for Erling Haaland in January and activate that release clause to get ahead of everybody else like Bayern Munich did with Dayot Upamecano. As far as I'm aware, that little release clause was done after the January transfer window of last season, and so if City wanted to do that, it would have to be done after the winter window is done, because you know the next window is when that release clause is going to be active, and I imagine it'd probably be up to the club if they're happy to accept them terms, which I don't see any reason why Dortmund wouldn't, because they'll have to accept them in the summer anyway. So if it suits and the reassurances are there, then they can accept that, but I don't think that will come until after January. So it's all about how talks go for Erling Haaland. The one thing that Erling Haaland joining Manchester City needs is Erling Haaland to tell his agent, to tell everybody else, I don't want to join anybody else, I want to go and join Manchester City. If he does that, then there is every chance that Erling Haaland could become a Manchester City player. However, there is also a good chance that Erling Haaland may say, I want to go to the club that's willing to make me their main man, that's willing to pay me a lot of money. There's going to be a lot of interest in Erling Haaland. PSG, Real Madrid, Liverpool, Manchester United, Chelsea, they've all been linked with Erling Haaland. And so if they're all end up being interested in matching Manchester City like for like, then it's going to be very difficult. And it's normally in the transfers, Manchester City tend to walk away from the said situation. So we'll see. And like I said, I'm just getting a sense with that Vlahovic that there might be something that's reading between the lines, might be more than meets the eye. Read into that what you will. Now, final story, bit of a funny one, thought I'd end it with a bit of humour. Mo Salah It's strange, this one, but TalkSport, they were discussing Mo Salah and they were saying that Manchester City, they think, should test the water with Liverpool and make a bid for Mo Salah. There's debates over whether he wants to sign a new contract with Liverpool or whether he'd like to leave for a new challenge, and so it's opened up suggestion that there could be a bid made from Manchester City. What I'm going to say is Liverpool definitely won't be selling to Manchester City, and they definitely won't want to be selling arguably their best player to us as well. And as much as I'd love someone like Mo Salah at Manchester City, because I think he's just absolute quality, just look at what he did at Anfield against us. He is a brilliant player. He scores goals from out wide. He's just a hard-working, very skillful, incredibly accurate attacking player. It's just deluded. Not going to happen. We're not going to sign Mohamed Salah from Liverpool, but I thought I'd add in a bit of humour because it's out there anyway. So there we go, that has been the video. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you leave a thumbs up so I know that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget also my social media links, they're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. My email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business enquiries. Don't forget to subscribe as well to my channel, press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. Aiming for 21k subscribers, less than 500 subs away. Daily Manchester City transfer updates coming throughout the January transfer window for everyone to look forward to, so do subscribe if you want to stay up to date with all the latest Manchester City transfer news first and fast. Don't forget to also leave your thoughts of what you made of these transfers in the comments below. So I've been JSGC, thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you all again very soon. Pretty slow during the international break, but if there's talking points to happen, I will make a video for you guys, so I'll see you then. So I've been JSGC, thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.